The fall of Singapore in World War II is the worst British defeat in history, falling on the 15th of February 1942. And in the comments down below, put what you think is the worst British defeat in history. There are around 85,000 soldiers defending Singapore from Britain, India, Australia and New Zealand against 30,000 Japanese soldiers. And a big issue for the British-led forces was they didn't have enough equipment. They were using Brewster Buffalo aircraft, and they just didn't have enough aircraft in general. And the Brewster Buffalo aircraft were fairly outdated by this stage of the war. They did have some Hurricanes, which did perform well against Japanese aircraft, but they just didn't have enough of them. On top of that, the soldiers didn't have much training or much experience, the air defence systems were poor, and on top of that they had no tanks. However, the most important aspect is just the British-led strategy in general of the defence of Singapore was a massive letdown. What makes this more embarrassing is the British strategy in the Far East revolved around Singapore. The British had invested quite a lot on the Singapore strategy. They'd invested on naval guns because they expected anyone who would attack Singapore would attack by sea. They didn't expect the Japanese to attack by land when they did. And on top of that, in the interwar period, they invested a lot in fuel storage on the route to Singapore because the idea was that large amounts of ships would go and relieve Singapore if it was being attacked or under siege. And when they were making these strategies, they didn't expect to be at war with Germany, Italy and Japan all at the same time. The fall of Singapore impacted British prestige greatly, destroying Britain's credibility in the region and just destroying European credibility in the region as a colonial master. And on top of that, for Australia and New Zealand, it pushed them in the arms of the United States, who looked like a more reliable ally and of course who was stronger and more in a position to defend them against a Japanese or potential Japanese invasion.